I'm just gonna give a little attention. Please raise your hand if you've never heard this verse. I said a hip hop, maybe. Hip hop, hip hop. You don't stop rocking to the bang bang boogie. Jump jump the boogie to the rhythm, the boogie the beat. Has anyone never heard that verse? Okay, good.
Me. Special case, bro. So.
Alright, so today I'm just gonna give you guys just some info on underground hip hop, and I got some key points today. Some key points. First, we're going to talk about some artists that are believed to have started underground hip hop, major record labels today, and huge concerts that usually happen every year and take place. Okay, first let's talk about the artists. Our first artist is the Sugar Hill Gang. It consists of Master G, Wonder Mike, and Big Bang Hank. They got started, the real reason that they kind of got started was Sylvia Robinson. She was like the producer slash kind of owner and founder of the record company, and she decided to kind of put them together. Their huge like #1 chart-topping single was Rapper's Delight, which I just kind of gave for you. And they also had a couple more chart-topping singles, including Apache. So the audio clip for you guys. See, the audio's not really working. Alright, let's just forget about that. Next we have A Tribe Called Quest. This group consists of Q-Tip, Malik Taylor, and Ali Muhammad. They formed in 1985, and Q-Tip and Malik were friends in high school. I'm sorry, no, Q-Tip and Muhammad were friends even before high school. They grew up kind of together, and then they met Malik Taylor in high school, and they kind of started to work from there. They actually formed in 1985, and they debuted in 1989 with their first released album, which was People's Instinctive Travels and The Path of Rhythm in 1990. One of the most famous songs was Scenario, was released in 1991. Next we have Ultramagnetic MCs. Not that many people have heard of them. They consist of Cool Key, CBG, TR Love, and Mo Love. Their first album was Critical. I'm sorry, their main album was Critical Beatdown, and that was technically considered the earliest forms of underground hip hop because they used sampling. They kind of started that technique where they get older songs and then they take bits and pieces from it, and they would have the group, so they did the kind of group thing where one person raps and the other one just jumps in from nowhere. Okay, now that we talked about that, let's go to record labels. Two big record labels today is Sayers Entertainment and Stones Throw Records. Sayers Entertainment was founded in 1995 by Sean Daly and Anthony Davis, who are also known both together as Atmosphere, and Brent Sayers and Ali and Derek Turner. They formed in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and there's a couple of artists that have had their works produced by Sayers Entertainment. Also have some famous productions. We have, it's not right. It's kind of mixed up here, but The first album artwork is supposed to be different. It's The Truth Is Here by Brother Ali. Then we have God Loves Ugly by Atmosphere. Lemon Food by MF Doom. Then we have One Lifetime Hands and Lemons by Atmosphere. The Undisputed Truth by Brother Ali, and Felt To, a tribute to Lisa Bonet. These are like the #1 like most known productions from this record label. Then we have Stone's Throw Records. This was founded by Peanut Butter Wolf, whose actual name is Chris Minock, in 1996 in Los Angeles. The first release single from this record label was My World Premiere by Peanut Butter Wolf, and it featured Charisma. And there's a couple more artists that have had their work produced by them. These are their most famous productions right here, which is Donuts by Jay Dilla, which was actually his last album before he passed away recently. Then we have Champion Sound by J-Lib, Mad Villainy by Mad Villain, The Unseen by Quasimodo. Then we have their compilation, which was Peanut Butter Wolf Presents Stone's Throw 10 Years, which had various artists, and also Chrome Children, which also had various artists. And I'll talk about a couple of hip-hop concerts. Two concerts that are widely known and take place every year is Rock the Bells and Pay Dues. Rock the Bells goes all throughout the U.S. and Canada. It takes place from July 19th to September 6th, and it tours around. It has been taking place since 2004, and it is put on and sponsored by a Gorilla Union. Then we have Hey Dudes. This concert takes place in California during March, and then sometimes they go on tour. And that goes between March and August. It goes throughout the U.S. and it's been taking place since 2006, and it is also put on by Gorilla. And then I also have a couple of flyers right here, which you can see what these were the most recent 2009 concerts, and this is like the people that are headliners, and these are headliners right here for babies. So in conclusion, I talked about the background and history of underground, and gave you kind of like sample the record labels and showed you like what they produce, and then some concerts just in case if you're ever interested. Yeah, now that you guys have some more knowledge, you guys can just stop listening to mainstream and just go underground.
I liked how you showed an interest in it. You can tell you know a lot about the stuff, even if you didn't have to necessarily look online and cite. You didn't really cite that too much stuff that I caught on. I think you just know a lot of. Obviously, you have to look up which artists are under which record label, but I didn't really get a cite for any of those. I think you just knew a lot of them. I liked how you listed the groups, the artists for each record label. It really showed, the difference in the two, and that was kind of cool. I don't think you needed to show that much information for each slide, because you were saying all the stuff that was already on there, and it'd be better if you just said it instead of us reading it. But that was just me personally. And but I liked the topic, and I liked that you knew what you were talking about, and you weren't just making it all up. Making up that you were interested in it, and also the title, or not the title, the topic changed a little from the beginning. It was more just informational, and then at the end it was more like you wanted us to start listening to a different side of hip hop. So that's about it.
All right. The audience survey at the beginning is a little bit awkward, and I think you need to do the transition to the topic a little more smoothly, but you do identify the topic very clearly. Your thesis statement is quite general, and as a consequence, you're not really going to have much of a focus in the speech. It's going to be about this subject area, but what you're going to say about the subject area is not particularly clear.